viewers. This is Miss J. Williams for Leadership Development. Today, we are going to talk about what's a leader and what is leadership. Our objective is I can identify the characteristics of a leader. So, the first thing we're going to do is look at the definition of a leader. Someone who other people will follow, someone who can inspire you or motivate you to meet a goal. When you're in the classroom or even at home, we always want to be mindful to always do the right thing. And therefore, other people will look at you, especially if you're a big brother or big sister and want to do the same thing for you. And leadership is the office or position of a leader, the capacity to lead. So in our school, our leadership is Miss Evans, who is our principal. She is a leader of our school. Next, we're going to look at some characteristics or some traits of a leader. So I just have some words, and you'll notice that some of them are our jewels of the month. The first one is responsible. Leaders are responsible. When you're getting your books together, you're keeping your books organized, you're keeping all your schoolwork organized, and you're making sure that you have everything that you need to be a great scholar. Trustworthy. Trustworthy can also go along with being honest. If you're being trustworthy, if you find a toy that you know that's not yours, are you going to be honest and give it back, or you want to try to keep it? Let's try to give it back because we want to be trustworthy at all times. Passionate. Leaders are passionate. Leaders believe in something, and they're going to do everything that they have to do to make sure that it gets done. Okay? Then we have tenacious, and tenacious has to do with our jewel called tenacity. And tenacity is our jewel of the month. And to be tenacious, that means you never give up. You keep trying until you get it done. Fair, being fair is treating all people the same. You're not going to treat one person better than the other or give one person more than the other. You're going to treat them fair and be doing the same thing. Leaders are caring. Leaders care about other people's feelings. They're not mean to other people. They care about how they feel, and they want to make sure that people are doing good at all times. Leaders are respectful. Leaders are not mean to other people. Leaders want to treat people the same way that they would want to be treated. So if you don't want somebody to be mean to you, don't do the same thing to them. Ashe? Leaders have integrity. And integrity means that you are doing the right thing no matter who is looking. So you're going to make sure you get your schoolwork done, whether mommy is sitting right next to you or your family is sitting next to you, or if they're in another room. And if you're in the room, you're going to do the right thing no matter what. Leaders are virtuous. They have good morals, which means they always want to do the right thing all the time. And lastly, leaders are helpful. Leaders always want to help people. They always want to try to make sure that people are doing the right thing and making sure that they can help in any way that they can. Now, there are plenty more words that leaders are. What do you think that you can add to this list? So we're going to try to come up with some more words. And that's what you want to do in this activity. And if you can't see it too good right now, then I'll make sure that it is on your checklist and in your Google Classroom, because this is the activity that you're going to be working on this week. Now, it says that leaders can, have, leaders act, leaders say, and leaders think. So, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this chart, and you're going to create a chart, and I'm going to take a picture of this and put it in Google Classroom, and you're going to come up with different words. So I have an example. Leaders are responsible. So you will write down what other words do you think that leaders are under this list. Then we can say that leaders can take charge. Leaders can take charge. They stand up, they take charge of things, they make sure things are getting done. They don't wait around for anybody else. Leaders have compassion. They always thinking about how other people feel, They think about doing the right thing for people. So what are other words that you think that leaders have? Leaders act. How do leaders act? I wrote that leaders act nice and kind. What are some of the words that you think that leaders act? Okay? So that's what you want to write down. Leaders say, I wrote, leaders say encouraging things. Leaders always say things to people to try to make them feel better, to try to build them up. We always want to say nice things to always make people feel better. And the last one is leaders think. How do you think leaders think? I said leaders think positive. Leaders always want to think about the best things and think that everything is going to be good. They always think about positive things. So this week, as you're looking at your daily checklist, you'll see this chart, and I want you to think about other words that you may think of that leaders are, leaders can, leaders have, leaders act, leaders say, and leaders think. Okay? Ashe? All right. Have a good one.